Face the rainbow!
Hey guys, so I'm Steve from Toronto Airsoft. It's been a while, but I'm glad to be back with you guys today to introduce, to me, an exciting product. This is a combination between Cybergun, EMG, E-Vike Manufacturing Group, and Krytac, and they have brought out the FERCE P90. Hey, it's back! It's been a while that we've seen a P90. We've had P90s, Airsoft versions, but it's been several years. I looked in a little bit into what Krytac's philosophy was in picking the P90. Basically, they wanted to bring something iconic to the market, but that just wasn't done well and wasn't another what they called STANAG magazine platform, which is the ARs, M4s, M16s. So this was a very interesting design choice. It's a P90. This is so cool. This has been in so many movies, so many television shows, so many video games. Counter-Strike 1.6, come on, best Counter-Strike, changed my mind. So a little bit about the history of this gun. I found out as well too, learning about it. Project 1990. That was the name that FERCE was working with as like the internal title, and then it became the P90. So it's pretty cool. This gun, you can think about it, was designed probably in the 80s, and then it comes out in the 90s. And it kind of shows, right? Like that futuristic look that we had at that time. And it's very cool that the designers came up with this. This is like very, very unique. It was actually kind of built to be the same in terms of front to back, minus the Bifrost there, shoulder length for a person. So this was designed again, how can we basically compact the gun, and it's built around as well too, I should say, a 5.7 caliber round. So it's actually smaller than a 9mm round, travels really fast. It's about like half the weight, 30% less recoil. So it was a very interesting round. The magazine could hold 50 rounds and it had a rate of fire of somewhere like 900 rounds per minute, a complete chainsaw. In the real one, this would be the ejection port, so the shells would actually come out in the 6 o'clock position. So as I'm sitting here right now, and I actually took this sitting position to kind of demonstrate it, I'm riding in a vehicle here, and let's just say the window is going to be to my left side here. We roll up on the target. Hey, somebody's shooting us from the left. Boom. Up comes the gun and everything like that, and it could actually stay inside the vehicle. And again, now when I'm shooting as well, the rounds are just coming out and going right into the footwell and stuff like that. So that being said, this is pretty much the definition of a one-size-fits-all gun. So there's no adjustments, there's no stock coming out or anything like that. It is what it is. So it's all kind of based around that one size fits all. So let's talk again a bit more specific. What has Krytac done? Because they have done quite a few changes. Again, being with Cybergun, the most important thing for a lot of collectors, we actually have proper trademarks here. Licensed by FERCE, you got the P90 here, and then you also have the caliber, 5.7, and then on the bottom here you have the little quality control sticker from Krytac. This is also the tri-rail version, if we're going to get specific, so P90 TR, because you have the triple rails as well here. First thing out of the box, when I grab this, the plastic, really nice. If you've ever held the King Arms or seen the older King Arms version, it had a very shiny, hollow plastic, what I call kind of a toy plastic. It didn't give me a lot of confidence, and actually I remember how disappointed I was the first time I held an Airsoft P90, just because of how flimsy it was and everything like that. Krytac, it's a totally different ball game here. So you do have the gearbox behind there, but you can hear how solid it is, and even through this grip is hollow. You can't tell that, right? So really nice plastics, and I'm trying to now twist like this. You could see, and we've taken this apart a couple times and stuff like that. It's really solidly well done and well built. And Krytac has just been killing it in that regard in terms of fit and finish and quality control. So yeah, really nice in through there. One of my little gripes, I will say, if you notice right in through there, right underneath, there's a front sight post. So on the back side here, I'll put it on my shoulder, that's the peephole. you have to look through. You really have to try to find it and stuff like that. So I would have liked that to have been a little bit bigger. It's a very cool design. Like, I love backup iron sights, and honestly, if that was bigger, that'd be so amazing, right? Your optic dies. This is a wicked Holosun optic, by the way. Holosun and Bifrost does not come with the gun, unfortunately, but they're really cool. If this guy dies, right, what do you have if you didn't have backup iron sights? So they do have them, they just need to make them a little bit more usable. Let's talk about the magazine. Let's go. All right, put the gun down here, because we do need to show this magazine some love, because this is a very, again, unique magazine. The real one would hold 50 rounds. This one, in order to replicate that, what Krytac has done is they've put in a 50 round stop right in through here. So with the magazine unloaded, flick it like that, a little follower basically comes and cuts off how many rounds you can put on. So you can only fit 50 rounds. So real cap, right? So if you're actually doing training, real cap, you can do that. Snap that across, now you're in their mid capacity. As per Krytac, these magazines we believe are rated for 200 rounds, but in reality, when you're using a mid cap for the first time, you won't be able to get all 200 rounds. The springs are too new, they're too strong. I found it was around 150, maybe a little bit less, where the speed loader started to get basically very hard to put rounds in. So real cap, or you can go with the full mid cap. This little touch, a BB follower that now comes out. So this combined with the very kind of small and also gravity fed, right? So it'll be down. You pretty much can feed every single BB from the magazine because of this jointed BB follower. And another thing too, if I were to put the magazine back in, you just want to make sure that that's back in so it doesn't catch on anything and potentially break and stuff. So very, very cool. Another thing as well too, electric cutoff. When the last round is fed through, and I can kind of mimic it through here, I pull that out, boom, BBs come out, this has come out, and now cuts off the electrics on the gun won't fire. If I put that round back in, it's hard to tell, but that actually went back in. Electric cutoff, that's cool, all in this one magazine. About the magazine as well too, it's a smoked plastic. So when you're loading in the BBs, the first 50 rounds actually kind of go right in the middle. So you can actually tell at the top. The rest then start to go on a racetrack all the way around, and it's really, really cool. When we were out there on the range, you have this beautiful zipper pattern that goes right, like a double stacked zipper pattern that goes all the way through. And again, I found this a very good feeding magazine. There was no binding of the follower. That's an issue sometimes too when it goes around corners, and it has the real trades on it too. It shows 50 rounds and it shows the actual real caliber as well. So really, really cool. Again, my hat's off to Krytac. So something to show you guys really cool as well too, when putting the magazine back in, you see the little index notches through there. I guess kind of similar to like the AK that you have to kind of rocker it in. Also with the tri-rail, this acts as a little bit of like, kind of think of like a mag flare or mag well, right? So you kind of line it up in through here. You do have to get it underneath the notch through there, so it's just a little bit, but once it's in there, it's really solid, even from side to side, and then it's just a straight smack down. Really, really nice and very, very positive. Again, no rattle and stuff like that. Being a mid-cap style magazine, again, when you're running outside, it's not like a high cap, there's no reservoir. Love that magazine. Again, really nice design choice. Krytac innovation continues. Charging handle on the Tokyo Marui, on the King Arms, does nothing. On the Krytac version, check it out. Opens up the hop-up window. Okay, it reveals Krytac's rotary hop-up. Very positive clicks in through here. So positive, in fact, that I actually thought it was my fingernail that was kind of slipping over it. Like, it's so crisp and short, but it is very, very precise. I like tighter hop-ups. That means that as you're doing full auto or doing a lot of rounds, it's not going to unwind on you, right? Nobody wants that, and then you start losing range and all that kind of stuff. Let's talk about this trigger now. Very, very cool trigger. Basically ambidextrous, fully ambidextrous the gun. You have the safe, semi, and full auto, which is the white S, the red 1, and the red A, which again is just like the real one. It is a blade trigger, so it just kind of pulls straight back. Being Krytac, they're using micro switches, and it is a 2-stage trigger as well too. So when you flip to fully automatic, the first time it touches the micro switch, so right here, You could still keep going back, but it will shoot one round, semi. If I go all the way back, I engage a second micro switch and that goes full auto. So really, really cool and extremely usable. I could see why the real one would have that as well too, right? You want to have some precision shots and then you want to just, you know, somebody's really close and you have to dump a bunch of rounds in on them. So you actually have that. When we were firing this, we were all like, hey, that's actually something we would use, right? In outdoor, I would probably always be on full auto, right? Taking my precision shots, but then knowing, hey, if I need to, you know, spray and stuff like that, it'd be totally really good. So the trigger as well is adjustable. So right here in the back, so it's a 2.5 millimeter hex screw, and basically in through there, you can adjust the actual length of the actual pull and stuff like that. This is the butt pad, really nice, and it's rubberized too. Again, not hard plastic. So many we see are hard plastic. This is a nice actual kind of rubber. There's no buttons. No tabs to press down or anything like that. Those are very common to break on different designs. And we did find like this would never come off like unexpectedly and stuff when we were kind of test firing it. So in through the back here, you have, I would say, a generous kind of battery compartment. Might be a little bit harder to fit 9.6 volt nickel metal hydrides or the bigger, the larger 11.1, the longer like butterfly types, but a smaller 11.1 stick, definitely 7.4 volt lipos, the butterflies, and the 8.4 volt nickel metal hydrides will fit no problem in through the top there. It's just basically a compartment in through here. Truth be told though, I would definitely recommend lipos over nickel metal hydride. Wired to Deans. Again, right? So we're getting away from the Mini Tamiya. I'm glad, right? This is a much better electrical contact, much less resistance. In the box, however, is a Mini Tamiya adapter. So Deans to Mini Tamiya. Thank you very much, Krytac. Next cool thing, true quick change. I love it, right? You can actually access the spring guide straight out the back. All you need is a flathead screwdriver. You'd have to be careful, it's under tension because that's the main FPS spring. We were noticing when we were doing chronograph testing that this gun was firing between 405 to 410 feet per second. So again, you know, if you have to switch it out for a place like Siege here that shoots 380 or under, you could totally do that. And the last little screw right here, this is actually your motor height adjustment. The motor actually sits right in through here at the bottom of the gearbox. And again, when that goes in, has a nice little diagram on here too to show you how it goes, right? So you actually insert up. So it sits here, insert up. Let's take apart like the upper now, and I'll show you guys how easy that is, okay? Basically toolless. Right here, little tab, push this little tab, I'm holding on to the rail, and I'm pushing forward on the rail. There we go. All right, so I'll put that down for a second. Upper and lower, right? So there's the Krytac rotary hop-up. There's the actual, instead of feeding in through the bottom that you'd be used to, that's in through the top. On the back side here, you can see kind of the charging handle and everything. That's the little spring for it. So really cool. If you wanted to change your inner barrel, you could totally do that. This has the same inner barrel length as, I believe, a Scar L. And if you wanted to, again, with something, maybe not with the Bifrost because it doesn't go, it'd have to be like a mock suppressor that's open more in the center. You could actually have like a longer barrel, no problem, a longer inner barrel, and then cover it with a mock suppressor. And very solid, I have to admit, this is all pretty much metal. And then taking a look here at the bottom, so now you can see we're right on top. I'm gonna switch here. We're on top of the trigger again. So that was semi. And then you can see here the full auto. So just how it kind of goes all the way back in through there. So if you pop this spring out and are able to find another spring of a similar diameter and everything like that and length, and if it's of a different pull, you could actually change the actual pull weight of this spring. So I don't know if that's something that's coming in the future or not, but it's definitely very easy to do. If you look in through the back there, that's actually, you can see your gearbox. So the nozzle is all the way back in through there. And to show as well too, to remove the actual gearbox, you have basically these two screws right in through here, and I believe with these guys that you would remove, and basically then the whole gearbox pretty much slides out with the motor and everything. So ergonomics in terms of the gun, so as I kind of stand up here. I am 6 foot. I would say my hand too is kind of a medium size hand, kind of, you know, regular through there. It's, as I mentioned, it's kind of was designed for shoulder to shoulder, the real world. And I have to admit that the ergos in this, they do feel really, really good. I'm not a big fan of bullpups, just the nature of them and stuff. And so for a model like this that has no adjustments, basically, it's just whatever the grips are, if they work, they are really, really good. Transitions you would have to kind of work on. I do find, like, especially for whatever reason, when I go here, I normally shoot right-handed. When I go here to shoot with the left, for whatever reason, I kind of put my front hand in quite a bit, and it might stop my finger or get a little too close to the trigger. So I'd have to kind of work with that. But again, this would be the type of thing, if you got this, you know, in your home without a battery, without, you know, any BBs or something like that, on the couch, you're just going back and forth, you know, shoulder to shoulder. Again, there, see, I grabbed outside. You could definitely, like, experiment, and I definitely find this is the type of rifle you do have to hold, right? Because it is a one size fits all. But for me, totally, I really, really like this. As mentioned, we did get a chance to test the P90 out on the range before I came in here to kind of give my thoughts. So we're just gonna go there and show you the footage right now of me and the gang, and also get their first impression as well. We did want to apologize. The footage may be a little bit dark, but we're going to show off the awesome Bifrost and all the different kind of tracer stuff. So have a look. I'm in full auto. Do I need to? Oh, very accurate. Again, this is I'm in fully automatic.
Trigger's not bad.
So one shot each?
One shot.
Hey! There we go. So when I was out on the range, I definitely was trying to use different height levels of cover. And as I was doing the different height levels of cover, I found the transitions very easy, especially also too from going to prone and coming back up as well too. I'm not very smooth. That's the first time I did it, but I found I could keep the rifle shouldered and all the appropriate pressure and be ready to fire in each of those positions as well. Something that you're not able to do with a lot of rifles and things like that, and I was able to do it with very minimal practice. This is a CQB machine. It's designed for that. Doesn't mean it's exclusive, but it's definitely, yeah, CQB ready. It was born for a field like Siege. This is really, really nice. Again, my hat's off to Krytac. They were like, what can we do better? What can we do with the touches, the materials, the finishes, the choice? I think they've done a huge job. Fires really well out of the box. That was another thing we all kind of commented on and were kind of universal on, is that, you know, out of the box, we didn't feel like we needed to do something to this gun right away. Very competitive right out of the box. I just put a battery and some BBs and go. If you know about this gun, and if you love the history and the pedigree, and just, again, how many films and TV and video games that this has been used in, just really, really unique. And it's not just another Stanag type firearm. This is the gun for you. And definitely for the higher price and stuff like that, it has a lot of the features and everything like that. But it is a very specific gun. It is a one size fits all. It's a P90. It's super cool. I love this gun. Very, very cool. Can I keep it? Thank you so much for sticking around to the end. If you like what you saw in the video, please hit subscribe. We're definitely looking to put more content out as we get more very cool guns, airsoft guns like this. If you have a chance, please do come by when our showroom is open. We'd love to show you the gun. And I do hope that everybody's staying safe, and I hope to see you guys out on the field.